My name is Nancy Bujimba Walimbwa, the coordinator for Eastern and Southern Africa Small-Scale Farmers Forum, ESAFF Uganda. We have been implementing a project Sowing Diversity is equal to Harvesting Security in the 3 districts of Amuria, Apac and Adjumani. We are implementing together with Oxfam in Uganda and Pelham, Uganda.
STHS is solving the problem of seed, the seed challenge. That is the biggest challenge in our community. First of all, even if you have the money, the seed is not there. When the seed is there, it doesn't germinate.
So the role of ESAFF in this project is to assemble farmers together, introduce to them the concept or the methodology of farmer field school, which is what we think is powerful. It's a powerful tool in actually empowering the farmers and train them on how a farmer field school is supposed to be run.
There is pillar 1, which is involved in participatory plant breeding, and pillar 3, which is mainly focusing on the promotion of local food plants to address the challenge of food and nutrition insecurity among the smallholder farmers.
And in these farmer field schools, we can have approximately about 25 to 30 members that are divided into subgroups depending on the number.
So this is done through having community-based facilitators whom ESAFF is taking the lead in actually training, so that these community-based trainers or facilitators again support the farmers and train them on how a farmer field school is supposed to be run. On breeding, they make sure that the farmers understand, first of all, the diversity that they have in their community. They also ensure that the farmers list all the crops. So when they list all the crops, they help the farmers to set up what we call the breeding objectives.
That also makes them understand which variety is lost, which variety is grown by many people, and which variety has people have little interest in it.
So these 2 breeding methods are, let's look at participatory variety enhancement that works with appreciated local varieties, either self or pollinated varieties in the communities.
So this method majorly focuses on a situation where farmers had a particular crop in their community and which they used to grow some time back. And maybe over time, that crop lost some traits, maybe as a result of genetic degeneration, or whether this climate change effects, or the poor handling by the farmers.
So among all these farmer field schools, the 31 that are implementing pillar 1, we have 15 that are doing participatory variety enhancement. And among these, we have Etirigate, that is a local variety of maize, but we also have Emberenge. So how farmers do participatory variety enhancement is that they identify objectives, preferred objectives.
They now look at the different varieties. Do we have a variety which meets all the traits, the objectives we have? If it is there, then they get that particular variety, they grow it. And in that one will be, now they will be enhancing, because the variety is there, but it lacks some traits in it. So they want to enhance the lost trait in that particular variety.
Eberenge, by then, why they left it, it used to take 120 days the maturity. And the size of the cobbles were too tiny and small. And the seed sold, so the lines in the cobs by then used to be 5 to 6, 8 lines.
There are different parameters that they are supposed to follow. We look at the vegetative stage, which is the early maturing stage when a plant comes out from the ground. That is the most crucial part, because they have to, under that guidance, identify which plants have come out first and they be able to label them. Then they look at the flowering stage, which plant has flowered first. So they make sure they have those small, they do the monitoring as critically as much as possible under each stage, under the vegetative stage, the maturity stage, and also at the flowering stage. So the plants that have met those particular parameters are either identified or labeled to be able to identify them from others. But because maize is a cross-pollinating plant, so they have to rogue out those ones that don't meet their particular objectives. So they remain with only the plants that have met their objectives at the end of the season.
So now Eberenge, even the circumference of the cob is now doing good. It is even 15 to 17 centimeters as the circumference, and by then we could not even use to measure. But now, since we have achieved it, the height is good, and as being the height is good, it has given us even 1 to 2 cobs. That is even one achievement. The grain size also is good, and the color of the seed also is yellowish inside. And when it gets mature, it turns yellow. This seed we are also going to use it as our own seed, and we are now also going to give out the seed to other farmers, those ones who want. We can give in order for them also to use.
For Mafa Farmer Field School, they are looking at a local groundnut variety, which is Obino, which has been in the communities for ages. However, farmers found out that as much as they loved the variety very much, it had been forgotten or neglected in the community because it didn't meet particular aspects over time that they really needed. So they have gonna get to also enhance Obino, and they've done this for 2 seasons, and because they're going to be able to do their last season in the following year. So, however, we have seen tremendous results from MAFA that from the 2 seasons that they've done, there is progress when it comes to this particular variety.
Atuptosi eponelo sisa onik erasitilo. Sisa nenebe jaoni kang erere ade kasineda. Ade kakeri pests lwe jasi lwe perita lo mikito okinyo o kirano to mano misiri. So iteoni ke maidolo iteoni kikonai apo loke. Kere jau tene ke pole jari konai e polo e jok aha dobodo nani ne pone li lem na nesi okwapu ajasi ibor kiche lo suro kito se maidolo ajasi araba mamete okay dobodo jau tene lo kwani teo ni koto manangina kwa penatine e choktilo e dolo ni kyanya nesi nara kwa pani teo ni ke pole jari e kuseli kwami eja kolongo eja koponorinyo koponore do
antikola pakio kwa atione maidolo aparasa akwata kaisauni konya kwana na pote raiki nata etioni do kwana aparasa kaisa kanyango no keda kwatata sakese polo bonebe iwanyi bonebe jula kiniber abongu bere kwap wike percentage la konai posa anyi to bonebe eja ile gate atiokere so de ijaili kota le tiokete kau so apota lemu tu ngun lo gete konai atiokere nguna por sa lemu tu yesi kwana do ligwa ikiti o season li yare kinlo na yin bonebe pero bosa tolo munu do munu li so maida da joko kai ko toriso so boba ne pane ebeido alemu nu bobo munu le tiokete boba tipet o raitos anweta nyanyar do kesi.
So still under participatory plant breeding, we have another method that we use under the Farmer Field School approach, that is participatory variety selection. So under participatory variety selection is we get breeding lines from different research institutions and we bring them into the community. That is when communities have failed to identify any variety or they don't have any variety that can meet their set objectives.
The farmers have to identify the challenge they have in their community in terms of seeds. So when they identify these challenges, they select a particular crop. After undergoing a process of selection, they are taken through different tools which guide them.
For Boroli Farmer Field School, they selected rice. So they listed all the varieties of rice which is there in their community, which has been existing, and those ones which are lost.
In Adjumani district, we have a very unique farmer field school that is doing participatory variety selection in rice. What is so interesting is that this group is comprised of refugees and the host communities working together to be able to identify a variety that can adapt to their local conditions.
amozio zikozo os community tore deni mutele amandrele os community asalary ame vandrelo salo sona ava andra masa ma plotini ame famu amasa grupu sa zigadra itu ani ame famu adu asa ori amasa ya salai amandrela itu da sa madriamvu are desa ame mutri community tralodro are amvu gado rea ani majo wa ya mane jana bejo wa asa mtele de kenyandra resimutulimpieri dra sa de adua adu asa kenyandra na sinaya de kenyawira tile dia adu asa mtele namba mutirniao oba asa ikwisitu si oba kenyando sa adu aruna mtele mutirne nai adu asa kitu ni kenyantir si sa darare odaki eyare dare namba mutirne na yani.
They begin observing the varieties right from day one. So in that they will be monitoring which variety is drought resistant, which one has germinated well, after 1 week, what is the germination rate, what is the height. So they do all those observations every week.
Mtele di sajo amenkuya ikwete to se muditu adose. Kiri sona olori sona adia stele dia rosana koza ne ya to kusadia ngo koza ne ya ne so amakala kareba tite. Arenti sama kati kingatiri sindaika na nyesu azumtele ni seze palanda arenti kwa tada kukola nyite akwa se no se ere empa se telefon kana ngba nyi bana nyesu arenti oteko
yala macha makini bera paki so erai na paki na kapani jaro na ge una sisi abubu eboreli no mito mesalo echilita inyesi no mita beri no mita ikide kilo itida poilaji so kwane alosinge etetemeni kamanara keda bero kapa yongo dara bero so aneta ne alosingo age tetema jokiso.
When we are talking about gender in farmer field schools and the roles of women and men in the farmer field schools, we introduce the aspect of the gender module to try to pioneer it. We are just at the pioneering stage of it. So we are trying to see how the farmers would appreciate this module and how this module would help us to address the different barriers which are affecting the performance of men and women at the farmer field school. Here we mostly focus on the diamond tool, where we had to help the farmers identify the different roles they play and how which barriers are affecting their performance at the farmer field schools.
Kwane iborokoli isimikito silemso amoro aso amsine kedi kiloko tomo gurupu kwesiluta isoko lo ikiloko mama chama kitosi so agwo ngarene kwa pangor machama kitosi so engareni kine pulane le kale aina kita iso abongorti kau idumu jonata munyamu nyudane perrabe ragwelunu eraibe ekilo kitinge selo sa mosokoni osoda yaun osodi idumu nijo aberuda akuria kakolango ragwongaren erali mokina bera pala betta kudo kwananga lositi tungara kunye ngunu keredo erabera alostage alosingare na kwana marenu so osed kwane biche yenta aina ke grupu soka pane agogongona ajia utokale akosi kapana soda ngori pero de plani di pero da losida tungaren ni losida keri inera do soda ajaske da gogongobe e poneli pero rase pikura ani ngosiana kola seki kwesi nuta kapane kape maidolo isoma isone pepe eto de kilo kiti o chaka beru e pase kilo kiti da ijauna beru dikonai otodori so era nkwana bokunuda achapada ichapsone pepe kere edola bokunuda bokete kiloko idimeta ngor edolo nata yangaro kalengi nada dakuna bera loikini ikwekwera re kilo iti are omuda re kilo tayangarai togo so kapane de area naso amkere ma ba som nikonai ne bakaibe ikilo ko boni araba ngoro bone rada kwa naso amkere nikonai ne moruna so era una bune ro grupu da e pulido kwane kilo tida obuna beru da mambera yi jabongo robo jadu ne bela rado kwane do so kere donyo ne pepe bijao na swam esala dawo ka swam ngisilo abongosi agam tido no kali akosida.
As ESAFF Uganda, we call upon local leaders and research bodies to embrace the contribution of local diversity to seed and food security. We also call upon them to promote the documentation of the same towards community resilience.